Hey, what's up, kings and queens? It's Say. So I am back for a special video. If you guys had watched the live stream last week, you recall that I was talking about this TV show, this TV show called The Circle, that's on Netflix, and I was like rambling on about it, and I was like, y'all need to watch it, and da 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 da, and I finally finished watching the show, so I decided, I was like, you know what, I feel like some people have watched it, some people haven't, but I want to talk about it, so I'm going to try and do that more this year, where I talk about shows that I watch, and if like people have seen it, then they'll talk about it too. If not, then you'll learn something new. So the show is called The Circle, and basically it's like 12 episodes. I think they started off with like 6 people, and then like everybody votes and decides like who's real and who's fake, and they have a chance to win $100,000. So essentially what I'm going to be doing today is talking about like the cast, and mainly just like talking about whether I feel like the person that won deserved to win and who I think should have won. And I would love to hear you guys, like, or read y'all's commentary down below about who you wanted to win. Do you think the show like was legit? How do you feel about some of the cast? So I went to this website and I pulled up everybody's name. I'm just going to go down and talk about each person. So the first person that popped up is Chris Sapphire. Chris, I loved Chris on the show. Like, he was so freaking funny. It didn't make any type of sense. Like, his commentary was crazy, and he, honestly, to me, he seemed like one of the realest people on the show. He seemed like he really was, like, you know, being himself, and you know, it seems like he really loves life. He loves his family, and he loves God. I remember he was putting like a lot of quotes dealing with God, and he like talked about God, and he talked about his family when he got like the message that was sent. I can't remember whether it was like when they won or if it was like later on, but it was a message from his mom. And he just seemed like a genuinely sweet person. Like, me and one of my friends, we were talking about the show, and we was like, you know, how we would like love to be Chris's friend in real life. And he reminds me of this guy that I went to school with, and I swear, like, I've known him since like elementary school, and he was like the funniest person that I've ever met. And they just, like, Chris just reminds me of him. And like I said before, Chris would be the type of person I would want to be friends with because of his energy, and what he seems like he puts out in the world. He seems like he puts out positive energy, and that's the type of person that I would want to have around me. And he just seemed like just sweet, like just a really sweet person. So I personally would have hoped that Chris would have won the money, but he didn't. Somebody else ended up winning the money, and I'll talk about them later. But for Chris got a vote. Like, for me, like, I'm glad that Chris lasted like the whole show. I thought for a second they were going to vote him out because it seemed like people were kind of questioning him, which didn't make any sense to me because it seemed like he kind of formed a bond with everybody. So it was kind of odd. Like, I felt like who was it? It was Sammy and somebody else, where they were like how they were voting him like lower in the ranking because they didn't know where they stood. But I'm like, at the same time, like, y'all having full out conversations, so how do you not know where somebody stands? Like, I felt like that was like, I don't know, I didn't really agree with that. But we'll go to the next person. So the next person was Joey. Joey seems like a true Italian to me. He loves his family. He loves his mom. He loves some Italian food. He's over there doing face mask and chilling in the room like with shades on, and like just like okay, I'll be honest with y'all. Some of the stuff that Joey used to say, like, I kind of was like, really? But then like other stuff, I'm like, you know, like, I like Joey. Like, I would want to party with Joey. Like, I could definitely party with him. He seemed like he'd be the perfect person to show you around and feed you right and everything like that. And he was a flirt. Now, he flirted, but then the girls kind of flirted with him, so that was interesting. Because I think it was like Miranda, I think that was her name. and they end up kissing, which I didn't expect that, but it was interesting to me because he was like really like a little like a gentleman when he was like, you know, I don't want to be too forward, but can I ask for a kiss? And I was like, wow, because you don't see guys doing stuff like that like nowadays. So that's one thing I really did like about him. So I hate to ruin this spoiler. If you haven't already finished watching the episode, then turn it off. You should have turned it off when I said that Chris didn't win. But Joey ended up winning. And, you know, like I said, I wanted Chris to win, but I'm not mad that Joey won. Because I could see how he would win, because it seemed like everybody liked him. Like he said really nice things to everybody and rooted everyone on. So I get it. Like I get why he won, and it seemed like sincere when he won. He started like crying and stuff like that. And I mean, I feel like he deserved it also. So I'm not mad that Joey won. Like Joey just seemed pretty. He just seemed like a cool ass dude. Like, you know, cool Italian. You know what I'm saying? The next girl, excuse me, y'all, is Alana. Now that was like the supermodel that got voted off like the first episode. So it's like I didn't really like get to know much about her. It kind of sucks because people didn't think that she was like real. They thought she was a catfish, and I think they had an issue with like the pictures that she put up, and that she said that she would like eat tacos all day. But it's like, damn, if that's what she likes to do, then you can't really get mad about that. Now with that shows how, like, you know, people, like, you know, you try and put yourself out there and be like honest, which it seems like that's what she tried to do, and people may not necessarily believe you, which sucks. So it's like, you know, she was trying to be herself, but it didn't work. And then it was funny because when she got voted off, she went to Sammy's room, and Sammy was like, oh my God, like, you're real. Why did you come here? And she's like, because I thought I had connected with you a little bit. And I mean, I guess I didn't. And I was like, you know, I wanted to show you that I was real. So that part, I was like, damn, that sucks. Like, you know, she was really trying to be like herself, and nobody believed who she was. So it's like, I kind of wish she would have stayed on the show a little bit longer. I can't tell whether she would have really been entertaining or not, or whether she would end up getting on my nerves, but it sucks that she did end up getting voted off. So the next guy, well, the next person is Seaburn, aka Rebecca. Now, the whole situation with him was weird to me. So he used his girlfriend's pictures, and he said the reason why was because he felt like, you know, men, they couldn't be emotional and stuff like that, and he wanted to show like an emotional side of him. Now I get that, but I feel like he could have been open and used his own pictures. Like, I know it's a game, so, you know, you do what you gotta do, and if it works, it works, and it got him pretty far. But it was just weird. Like, he was like too emotional as a girl. Like, I'm like, I'm not even that emotional when it comes to stuff. Like, some of the stuff he was saying, like when it was like dealing with like guys that were flirting with him and broke his heart, and he was like, you know, I was heartbroken and da da da. I'm like, no girl is really gonna say that, and she don't even know this dude like that. Like, I'm like, you doing too much. Like, I felt like he did entirely too much with being emotional and being like sensitive, and I'm like, is this really how you are? Because if so, you need to tone it back a little bit. Like, he got hella far. But it was interesting because it seemed like they started catching on to him about, like, for instance, he had said that Chris was cute, and it was like, honey, he's gay. And he was like, oh, he is? I'm like, how could you, like, you know, realistically, how could you not tell that Chris is gay? Like, or the fact that, like I said earlier, with the guys that was flirting with her and then they got sent home, or they were flirting with other girls, and he was like, I was heartbroken. And it's like, yeah, like, you don't even know this dude like that. Like, you don't need to be heartbroken. Just keep it pushing. Like, you know, like, cut these niggas off type shit. Like, or with, when they were talking about periods, he was like, my whole left side hurts. And it was like, what? Like, I ain't never heard that before. Like, that that should have been like a dead giveaway. And it was so weird to me because, who is it? I think it was Joey had the opportunity to vote Rebecca off when they were saying that she was like being too nice, and he didn't. And, you know, the reason why he didn't do it was because of Shoe Bomb. But I'm thinking, like, you should have voted him off because he was like legit a catfish, and y'all knew it. It's just y'all just was not playing it smart. So the next person is Shoebomb. Now Shoebomb seemed like, he just seemed like a really sweet person. Like, he genuinely seemed like he cared about everybody that he interacted with on the show, and he just seems like he has like a really kind heart. Now certain parts he kind of irritated me, because I'm like, you were being so naive and I don't understand why. And then you're like, and I could tell he like had a thing for Rebecca, but then like when he found out that it was like really a dude, he's like, no, like, you know, she's my sister. But I'm thinking like, you clearly, you know, it was something, and I could see how that would be awkward. But he seemed very intelligent and just kind. Like, you know, like some of the things that he was saying, it seemed like really sincere, and I would like, that's like a type of person I would want to be friends with, because of like how he acted. And then it was like crazy, because I think he said he ran for mayor, and I was like, that's really cool. Like I don't even know how old you are, but you look like, he looked like he was like 19 or 20. So it was like, you running for mayor, like I think you have to be like a certain age. So I really enjoyed him being on the show, and I wish like I could see I wouldn't have been mad if he would have won the money. So that's, I think that's it. All I gotta say about Shoebomb. He just seemed nice. Like, and it was interesting because he didn't have anything to do with social media, but whenever like he started getting the influencer thing, then that's when he had more to say. So the next person is Sammy. I like Sammy. Her tattoos were pretty fucking cool, first of all. And Sammy seemed like the type of person that I wouldn't mind like hanging out with. She seemed like down to earth. She seemed a little sassy, like, you know, and kind of sensitive a little bit, but I have friends like that, so I'm cool with people that are like that. And now it was interesting to me because I think it was like somebody's picture that she had put up, and she had something to say about it. But I'm like, girl, you put up a picture where you like this, and the next picture, like, you all, you know, stretched out, which I ain't mad at it because it was a cute picture, but it's like you over there judging people. But at the same time, like, I'm glad that Sammy like ended up being in like the top 5. I thought she could win, but I didn't think that she would end up winning, unfortunately. But she just seemed like, she seemed down to earth, and she like didn't take no shit, and she was like very open about her sexuality and stuff like that, which, I mean, I like people that are like that because it's like you're being true to yourself. And then she like told like a backstory about her family, and that takes a lot because you can't open up to everybody. So I felt like that was very brave of her. So who is it? Antonio. Okay, so Antonio was the NBA player. Oh, he was a professional basketball player. And me and one of my friends, we were talking. He was like, I don't even know why he was on the show. And I really don't know why he was on the show. Like, he kind of irritated me because he was like trying to play like cool and stuff like that. And it's like, just, I mean, if that's how you act, that's how you act. But like, that shit would have irritated me, honestly. And then it was funny because he was trying to flirt with Mercedes, and that shit, that was like so entertaining because it's like, you flirt with, like, you ain't flirting with who you think you flirt with. Like, and then he went to her room and he was like, oh man, it's like, she like, yeah, like, you know. So for him, he wasn't there that long, and I'm kind of glad that he wasn't, because he, like, I don't know, he kind of just irritated me. Like, I didn't really like his energy that he put out. Okay, Karen, aka Mercedes. Now for Karen, I'll say Mercedes, I feel I would have liked it better if she would have been herself. But like, again, like I said earlier, I know it's a show and it's a game, so you do what you got to do. But I felt like she kind of had like an attitude a little bit a lot of times, and but at the same time, I feel like it sucked that everybody started like kind of calling her out, saying that she was like a catfish and stuff like that, because they were like noticing like her pictures, and I guess like things that she was saying, it wasn't adding up. But at the same time, I kind of feel like they were like not necessarily like out to get her, but they were quick to pick her before like Rebecca. And I feel like Rebecca was showing more signs of being a catfish compared to Mercedes, if that makes sense. But overall, like, I like Karen / Mercedes, and I like the fact that she went and saw Chris and was like open to him and like telling him about herself. Like, I like that a lot about her. Let me see. Oh, they just did the basic people. Who is it? The other person was like Bill. Hold on. Okay, y'all, I'm back. So I had to go and look on like Instagram real quick because the website that I went to, like, it didn't have everybody's name. So the next person I'll talk about is Alex, aka Adam. So Alex was like really quirky, and I kind of would have liked it if he would have just been himself, because that would have been like really entertaining to see, like, him, like, you know, just being like hippie-ish and like in his little overalls and stuff like that. And he was like, he was weird trying to be like sexy. Like, he couldn't, realistically, I don't feel like he can like be sexy, if that makes sense, because like him using the way he used the word arouse and stuff like that, like, I was like, ugh, gross. And like, it was funny because all the girls in there were like, ugh, like, you know, it's just weird. Like, he's talking about arouse me and tell me what you want to do in our first date, and it's just like, no. So it's like, I would rather you been yourself and like not trying to like attempt to flirt around with all the different girls on the show, because like they caught on with that pretty quickly, and you know, that kind of rubbed everybody the wrong way. And then a lot of people started like figuring out that he wasn't who he said he was. So I think he would have just been better off being himself. Which is, I kind of feel like that about like a lot of people that were like being catfishes on the show. Like, I would have liked it if you would have just been yourself, and I would have loved it better, even though at the same time it was entertaining, because you're like, oh, are they gonna figure it out, or are they not gonna figure it out? So it's like, I see the reason why, and it's like, you know, do what you want to do type shit. Who was it? Let's see, it was Sean. And she picked pictures of her friend, and I like the fact that she you know, she used pictures of her friend first, but then I guess like it was like kind of like weighing on her, or more so she's like, I want to be like really honest and open and actually tell people who I am. And I like the fact that she shared her own pictures, and you know, she like told the truth, and she shared it with people that she felt like she can trust. And I wish that she would have stayed on the show a whole lot longer, because I liked her. She was quirky, she was sweet. I loved her like pictures. She was like fashionable and everything, and you know, that's like, it's just very brave. And it kind of irritated me that Shubham was like, it seemed like he was like judging her a little bit, and I'm thinking like the whole time you don't even know that like Rebecca is like a whole ass man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like, it was interesting. I mean, I know he didn't know that, but it was just kind of like, you know, she's being honest and she doesn't have to be. And here you are like judging her, like, because she could have just like kept that shit to herself. So it's like, I definitely can respect that about her. And then who was it? It was Bill. Shadow, stop. It was Bill, and he was nice looking. He was a nice looking guy, and I feel like he was open and honest too. And it kind of sucks that like he was trying to be like, he came in talking about, I'm gonna be best friend Bill type thing, and it didn't seem like he really interacted with everybody like that. So that's why I feel like that's the reason why he got voted off so quickly. And he kind of, you know, he threw some shade. I can't even remember who he went to go visit, but he threw some shade a little bit. And then who else was it? It was is it Miranda? Because they're not showing her name on this, which is so aggravating. I think it's Miranda. Dang it, Shadow, my cat got her claws stuck in my foot. But yeah, so Miranda, she was pretty chill, and I like the fact that she was like open about her family. And now here's the thing that I noticed about Miranda and Sean is they were both kind of open, and they talked to Joey, and then he ended up sending him home. And I'm kind of like, damn, like, you know, how you gonna send somebody home And like they were like open with you, and then his reasoning like sucked because he was like trying to be strategic, which I guess in the long run it worked because he ended up winning the money. But like, I don't know, I was like, that's really fucked up. The last person or persons was that guy with his mom, and I'm trying to remember his name because now that was weird. I honestly feel like he shouldn't even brought his mom on the show. Because his mom was like no help. Like his mom was telling him all the wrong stuff to say, and basically he was like correcting her or whatever. So that part was kind of interesting to me because it's kind of like, you know, what's the point of you, like realistically, what's the point of you being on the show if you're not even like really helping? And it's like weird because he was like trying to flirt with like Sammy a little bit, and his mom was trying to tell him what to say, and it's like that don't even sound right. So I kind of feel like I don't even know if they should have been on the show because like realistically there was no way that he was gonna win because he hadn't really fully built a connection with anybody. So it was kind of like he was just there to be there, and he was only there for like 2 or 3 episodes, if that. So like, I don't know, I don't see the point. I like the fact that Netflix made a show like this, and I would love for them to do a season 2 because I really enjoy watching this show. Like I didn't think I was going to enjoy watching it because I kept seeing it getting promoted on Netflix, and I was like, this looks silly, like, you know, like, so I put it on, I think while I was like cleaning, and then somehow I ended up sitting down. You know how that go where you're like cleaning, you're like, oh, this kind of looks interesting, you know, sitting down. I ended up watching like 2 episodes. And it just kept going, and like I even had got Theo hooked into it a little bit, and I was talking to one of my friends about it, and it was a good show. It was fun to watch. Like they kept my attention, and then I like the fact that, well, I like it, but I don't like the fact that Netflix had it where it's like it'll be a new episode up next week, because I'm like, I want it now. So for that, I was like, I like it, but I don't. And then I loved the host. She was so like petty and messy and shady and everything, and I just loved it. And then she was like sweet and quirky, and it just, everything kind of went well together. So I really do hope that they do a season 2. And I kind of hope that like they have it where it's an opportunity for like 2 people to win money or something like that, because it would have been nice for like some of the like top 5 people to win money, because I feel like they really deserved it. But overall, like I said, I love watching the show actually. And I hope you guys enjoyed my commentary in regards to the show. If you watched it, comment down below and let me know who your favorite character is. At this time, my favorite character is Chris, and then it'd probably be Chris, Sammy, Shubham. I don't know. Those are, I guess, my top 3 right now. And yeah, so comment down below and let me know who your favorite character is, who you think should have won instead of Joey, or do you feel like Joey deserved it? Don't forget to like, comment down below, and share. And if you guys want me to do more videos like this, then comment down below about that also. I'm about to go ahead and start working on this for you guys, so hopefully you'll get it tonight. If not, then it will be tomorrow. And I hope that y'all have a great day, or have had a great day, and I'll see you soon.